Hey guys, new CS case just released. Well, I say just released, it was last night, but I was asleep like a normal human being for once. And it is called the Revolution case, so we're going to go through with our first impressions. I'm doing this live on Twitch, so I can also bounce back and forth with the guys and girls in Twitch chat to see what they think of these skins. I haven't looked at any of these, as is usual. We're going to go for first impressions. I'm looking at these cases for the first time and these skins for the first time. And then I'll open this case at the end and we'll see if we get lucky. So, the first skin is for Mag 7 and it's called the Insomnia. So let's have a look at this, shall we? I tell you what. So, I love orange and black as an idea. Like, the Nitro skins are actually some of my favorite ones. The problem with Nitro skins, though, is that they have so much missing paint. It's a bit of a problem, but you can see off the finish of this one, it's super, super clean. Like, the only missing paint I'm seeing here is on this side of the Mag 7, which is on the reverse side. You won't see this when you're playing, unless you're inspecting it. The rest of it is mega, mega clean. The actual art style itself, I don't mind. The idea of it. Yeah, I think for a blue skin, the Mag 7, this is actually a really solid start to this case. Actually, I'm pretty impressed with this, I've got to say. If this was like a pink, I might be a bit less complimentary. Even then, I still think the skin itself looks pretty nice. But as far as Mag 7s go, there's not a huge amount of great ones out there, and this is not bad at all. I like this skin quite a lot, so we're off to a good start. Blue skin, this is going to be mega cheap very soon, and I think it's a pretty damn nice skin to start off with. Next up is the MP9 Featherweight. Oh, interesting. So they've gone for like an engraved kind of look to it. And this is another super, super clean skin. I also love the simplicity of this skin as well. Just black and white. No frills really, but honestly, these kind of skins always speak to me a lot more than the crazy complicated ones, or like the really colorful ones. I actually like this one quite a lot, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think this is a really nice skin. And with it being blue as well, it's gonna be super cheap. MP9, very, very nice. Damn, this is good. I'm liking this a lot. I might actually use this MP9, to be completely honest with you. It'll go very well with any dark colored themes that you might have when it comes to your skins. Like if you've got dark blues theme or black theme or even lighter themes, I think this will fit into a lot of different color schemes if you're going through like a consistent color scheme throughout your inventory. Yeah, I like this a lot. That's true. That trypophobia is where people are scared of like little dots together, isn't it? It's like a phobia of little dots like beehives and stuff. So I guess it'll freak those kind of people out, but like for me, I don't have a, I'm not, you know, I don't have that, so I don't really mind. So yeah, this is 2 W's out of 2 right now. I'm liking both of these skins. Next up is the Scar 20, as per usual. This is going to be a bit of a throwaway. Mate, the detail on these skins is nuts. This is a blue Scar 20 and it has this level of detail on it? Bruh. I really like this as a concept idea. The problem is, it's on a Scar 20. If this is on like a usable weapon, I'd be absolutely loving this. This is really, really cool. Hell, if I ever used the Scar 20, I'd probably pick this up. But like, so far, if we look at the quality of skins, these are all blues, by the way. I wouldn't be surprised to see any of the current skins that we've looked at so far being like the purples or the pinks, like the more rare ones. These are all in the dark blues. These are the cheapest skins in the case, by far. And because they're for less used weapons, like the MP9 is definitely used. Mag 7 less so, and then the Scar 20 even less so. These are going to be so, so cheap. So far, this case is really, it's had a very, very strong start. P250 rebuilt. And the other thing as well, and it follows into this skin, which is why I'm going to mention it, is that all of these skins so far haven't had tons of missing paint on them. So that's another big, big positive. So when you get factory new on these skins, it's actually going to look factory new, which is always a pet peeve that I have. And to be honest, I like this skin as well. Reminds me a tiny bit of that MP9 skin. You've got the black and white theme. You've got a little bit of engraved vibe to this. It's pretty good. I like the back of it as well. You see the engraved little things on the back. It's super clean. Honestly, this looks nice. I'm completely fine with this. To be fair, like so far every single skin in this case I've enjoyed. I've thought it's been pretty damn good. This is probably the best start to a case that I can remember. It's gonna have to fall off real bad, but it might do, because once we start getting to pinks and reds, I'm gonna be a lot more harsh and critical. But that's really good. Nice. MP5 SD Liquidation is next. Bro, I love this skin. Seriously? This case has been like such a massive W so far. I actually really like this skin. You have the darker color themes going on. I think the color scheme on this works so well. The only downside is it's for an MP5. That's the only negative I can say. I think this is a perfect skin for a dark blue or like a purple. Like a lower rarity skin. It's simple, but it just works. It's not trying to overcomplicate anything. I think it works so well. There's definitely detail that's been put into this. When I say that it's simple, I don't mean that it's basic. It just isn't trying to reinvent the wheel with this skin. But the color scheme is so nice. And it separates itself from a lot of the other skins as well, I think. While remaining very clean. There's no missing paint on this whatsoever. I am a big fan of this skin. In fact, I'll probably pick this one up. So far, this has actually been really good. I saw some people like Pepe laughing and stuff earlier though, so I'm a bit nervous. I do use the MP5, yeah, but not as much as I use the MP9. I am one of those weird MP5 users though, so I probably will pick this one up. And this, I'm very impressed with this. The more I look at it, the more I like it. This is really good. So far, this has been a massive W of a case. You said I can just click these as well. True, I didn't notice that. SG553 Cyber Force. Let's have a look. Okay, so this has a lot going for it, which I like. It's probably the first skin in the case that I'm not as keen about, because the middle part is like, that's supposed to be what, like the Illuminati or something. It does remind me a bit of Godsent's like icon. Yeah, but yeah, true. Godsent stickers probably would fit very well with this. I don't think it's bad though. I just think it's not for me, you know? It's one of those situations where the art style is going to very much appeal to some people, and it's this middle part. I love the rest of it. You got the engraved, the red and the black, you got some yellow thrown in there. Really clean looking. For me, if it was like this throughout the skin, it would be a massive win again. I'm not too keen on this, but I also understand that this is the kind of part that's going to attract a lot of people to the skin that maybe wouldn't have been ordinarily, because they're going to really like this kind of style. It's just not for me. But I still don't think it's a bad skin at all. And again, it's still in the blues. So I'm way more understanding of this. And I think when you think about the quality of the skins, if you go back to some of the old CS cases, right, you go back 2 years, 3 years, etc., on the dark blue skins, some of these skins were very poor quality. It's like Valve thought, because people aren't spending as much, we're just going to make them like really poor quality. Now the quality of the skins is far superior to what it used to be. Whether you like them or not, it's a different question altogether. And this is what I've been asking for so long. So for that, I've got to say, like, you know, that's a definite win in my book. This is probably the first skin that I'm not as keen on, but I've already explained sort of why. I still think it's a solid skin. Next up is Tech9 Rebel. So this is the last of the blues, it seems. Okay, so we're going with the classic, like, tallies and crosshairs and stuff. How many skins have we seen with this on in the past? Does this say freedom down here? I think. I'm not sure what this is. It's supposed to be like a panther or something. I'm not sure. Does that say good? You know what? I don't mind this. I quite like the color scheme. At first glance, I thought, oh, okay, this is a miss. But the more I look at it, I don't mind this at all. I definitely prefer some of the earlier skins in the case, but I really don't mind this. And again, with it being blue, I'll give it a lot more leeway than I would if we were getting into the pinks and stuff. But like, honestly, I don't mind this at all. I like that it's a little bit ambiguous as well on what some of these things are. Like, it's almost like a Rorschach test. Like, what do you see? I personally see like a panther or some kind of cat or animal. Like the eye and the snout and stuff going across the whole way. Some people probably see like a bird or a raven or something else, actually, now that I look at it. I think those kind of skins are pretty cool. Pretty neat idea. The thing I'm not as keen on is like this whole with love and, you know, tallies and crosshairs and stuff. I think that's been overdone in skins at this stage. The back of it's pretty cool as well. Is that 2 middle fingers? Looks like 2 middle fingers to me, but you could also say it's like the back of an animal or something. So I like that there's an ambiguous feel to it. So not bad at all. I'd say so far this case is very, very strong. Extremely strong. Right, we're getting into the purples now, and we have an M4A1S. Okay. Okay, let's have a look. Huh. The M4A S. Interesting design to it. Yeah, this definitely feels like a Jurassic Park sort of theme, doesn't it? Like the T-Rex. Because if I remember correctly, the Jurassic Park cars were like yellow and had green on them, right? So I think this is definitely a call to Jurassic Park in some ways. I don't know what to feel about this. Like, it's different, isn't it? There's no other M4 skin in the game like this. To be fair, you could probably say there's no other skin in the game like this that I can think off the top of my head. This is an interesting one. I think the art style's pretty cool. It's very detailed. The fact that it does have Jurassic Park feelings to it is definitely a strong nostalgia hit for me. Yeah, the M4 I saw. Exactly, it's play on words. So the other side doesn't have the T-Rex on it, or the scratch marks or the claws. I don't know what to think about this skin. I quite like it though, because it is different. It's quite different. There's nothing else like that. And the amount of times that I've looked at these cases and I've seen things on the skin that just look they've been ripped out from another skin from 2 or 3 cases ago. I don't mind the idea of going for something different, and I think some people are going to love this. The fact it is purple, I think this is a perfectly placed purple skin, actually. Because if this was in red, I think people would be a bit disappointed. No disrespect to the skin, but I think it's so polarizing. I think in purple it's perfect, because a lot of people will pick this skin up when it comes down in price, and they won't have to pay a kidney for it. And they can test it out on servers and games and whatnot and see if they like it or not. So I think this is actually a W skin as far as I'm concerned. It's different. I don't know how it'll look in game, but it is quite nice. And I could also see StatTrak working very well with this skin. It would probably fit the theme of it a little bit as well. Although it may go over the claws, I'm not sure. But we'll see. Yeah, I quite like this. At first glance, I wasn't sure what to think, but I do like how original it is. And the detail of it's pretty cool. Whether you like the color scheme or not, though, is a different matter altogether. Some people will not like this green. They won't like green and yellow put together, and I completely understand that. But for me, I don't mind this as an idea. So yeah, quite like it. Right. Next up is Umbral Rabbit for the Glock 18. Oh, wow. So here's the thing about this skin, okay? I can see a lot of people will absolutely love this, and the amount of detail on it is pretty nuts, and it's a purple skin. The color scheme's nice. I actually think it's quite nice on the eyes. I personally would not get this skin because I'm not a big fan of like the art style on it in terms of like rabbits, and I think it's supposed to be set in like Japan or China actually. I think it's more likely supposed to be China. But there's a lot going on. In fact, no, maybe it is supposed to be set in Japan, because aren't these cherry blossoms? So it's got tons of personality to the skin, I think, and a lot of detail to it. Is it eyes on the back of it? It's like the rabbit's face. It's obviously supposed to be a super cute skin, and I think there's definitely a place for this in the game. I really do. My concern, though, is that it feels a lot of the cute kind of skins are on the Glock. When I think about it, a lot of the cute skins are on the Glock. So maybe it's because the Glock is quite a sturdy, thick boy, so it's easier to put stuff on the back, on the side of it, compared to some of the other pistols in the game. But, yeah, I mean, this is a good skin, I think, especially for purple. It's just not for me, personally. But I think it is pretty damn good, and the fact that there's no missing paint on it as well is a massive plus, because you could imagine at Factory New, if there's loads of missing paint on this, it would kind of ruin the whole purpose of the skin. So yeah, so far this case has been really, really strong. Next up is Mach 10 Sakaku, I guess? I don't know. Wow. Do you know what this reminds me a little bit of? Is like Jigsaw from the Saw series. Obviously, it's not supposed to be, but it reminds me a little bit. Can you imagine Jigsaw's face here instead, with like the red hypnotic kind of eye things going on? It reminded me a lot of that. First off, I really like the color scheme on this, actually, a lot. It is super clean. Super clean. They glow in the dark. That's definitely a big plus then to this skin. Now, the thing is, this skin isn't really for me. Like, obviously, it's very anime themed. I'm not really about that at all, as you guys know. But I've got to say that I think it's neutral enough that it's not beating you over the head with that kind of feel to it. And to be honest, if the eyes do glow in the dark, I could see this skin being really, really solid pickup. I think this is a perfect kind of example with the M4A1S, the M4 what was it? M4's... what's it called? Or Emphasor S, whatever. Where, because it's purple, I could see myself picking this skin up and just checking it out and seeing what I think of it. But I think objectively, if I take a step back, this is actually a really, really good skin, and it's high quality. And it continues the theme on this case of all the skins, regardless of what weapon they are, regardless of what you think about the art style, they've all been very high quality. Very, very high quality skins. And if this glows in the dark, that's really, really cool. If the eyes do, that's a really nice idea. And hopefully more of that will be in the future. And I don't mind the art style that much. I really don't. I don't think it batters you over the head. So the more I look at this skin, the more it grows on me. I think the color scheme in particular, I really like it. This kind of like red, black, you got some beige-ish colors. Yeah, it's nice. Good. I see the next skin is an R8. Banana, don't know what the next word is. So we'll have a look at the R8, shall we? Banana Cannon. Oh, Jesus. So we found a bit of a meme skin. I'm not opposed to it, but again, what's the deal with the tallies? Guys, why does every skin have to have tallies in it? Stop it, man. This is the second skin in this case that has the tallies on the side. We get it, you want to be edgy. I'd rather you just left them out. I don't hate the idea of the skin, though. I really don't. You've got like this green on the back, like the banana is. I wonder if you can get different colors and finishes to show the ripeness of the banana. Now that would be a 500 IQ thing from the designer if they do for that. They've also got tic-tac-toe, because why not? Or noughts and crosses if you're not American. So you have the 5.7 banana skin, if I'm remembering that correctly. I can't remember exactly what it's called. It might just be called banana, but I can't remember. And now you've got the R8 as well. Monkey business, that's true, yeah. Monkey business. So, to be honest, listen, the R8 is a meme weapon, and I'm totally cool with them memeing a skin for a meme weapon. That, for me, is absolutely fine. I think it looks pretty nice as well, actually, all things considered. I'd rather the tallies were off the side and they didn't try and go edgy with it. But yeah, like, as far as a meme weapon goes, it's in the purple bracket, which I think is perfectly fine. They're not taking the place of a big skin in the pinks or whatever. And I can see some people really liking this as a cheap pickup for a meme gun. Fully embracing the memes. So, yeah, not too shabby. P90 Neo Queen. Oh, okay. Well, that's an assault on the eyes with the colors, isn't it? Wow. So, why do I even start with this? So let's just take a step back and say, once again, this is a very high quality skin in the regard there is no missing paint at all. And I can see this would probably look pretty clean in game as well. I'm looking and I can't see any missing paint. This is very, very high quality in that regard. Whether you like this skin or not is just going to come down to purely taste and preference on what's going on. For me, there's way too many colors. There's way too much going on with the actual skin itself. You've got words all over the place. You've got like a woman with her eyes crossed out. This looks like a skin that Jinx would have from League of Legends. Do you know what I mean? Like if Jinx had a P90, this feels like Jinx would have this gun. So personally, I'm not a fan of this one, but I can still respect the amount of effort and the skill and craftsmanship that's gone into this one. So it's just not for me. It's not for me. What do you guys think of this one? Usable, 7 out of 10, too much color. This gun is the average Octane mains. That's true. Octane main's gonna love this one. Feels like it's trying to be quite chaotic, but doesn't have the vibe, just messy. Yeah, I get where you're going with that. It's like, hey, let's just put loads of stuff on a skin and hopefully it works. It's like, it doesn't really for me, but you really like it. Dog shit. Interesting. So this is a very polarizing skin, as I thought it probably would be. But this is probably the first, like, full-on miss that I can think of, for me personally, but that's no knock on the skin itself, just the overall vibe of it. Right, Orp Doodle Law is next. Wow, there's a lot going on in this skin as well, isn't there? So it's obviously trying to be like, you know, it says in the title, it's a Dragon Law step aside. You can see with the checkered sort of themes on the barrel of the gun, on the scope. I can see some people really loving this skin, to be honest. I can see a lot of people really enjoying this one. The doodle theme, a lot of people like to do doodles and stuff, and it's quite clean. I can't see any missing paint, personally. Maybe at the lower floats it's going to be a bit rough, but at Factory New at least it looks very clean to me. I can see some people liking the fact that it is based a little bit on the Dragon Law, but it's kind of a spoof or a knockoff of it. I think some people will like this quite a lot. And personally, it's not for me. I think it's pretty safe to say that. But again, I can't really fault the skin itself. Listen, it's trying something different. It's trying something new. This whole doodle theme, the color scheme and stuff. There's definitely similarities with other skins, but I feel like this does stand apart by its own merits. So, not a huge fan of the skin itself, but again, I can admire and respect the work that's gone into it, and I think a lot of people will have a good time with this one. What do you guys think of it? It's like a pink Dragon Law. Pure's getting this. Danny thinks it's not bad. If the whole body of the gun didn't have mess on it, I'd love the pink, dark purple colors. Yeah, I like the color scheme on this gun a lot. Vice gloves will fit well. True. Yeah, there are the skins in the game that will fit with this, which is always a plus as well, because some people really care about that stuff, so... It seems like it's another divisive skin, and that's completely fine, because there's plenty of skins in the game, so if this one isn't for you, you'll be able to find another one that is. UMP45 Wild Child. Wow. We've gone from loads of simple skins at the start of this, and now we've jumped off the deep end into just like a swimming pool of colours, haven't we? Is that clutch or kick that I see on the middle of the skin? This is obviously themed around the idea of like a a young child has just drawn a bunch of stuff on the side of a skin. That's definitely the theme I think it's going for, even with like the poor writing and stuff. And spelling. Buy diffuser, 5 seconds. Don't be a loser, buy diffuser. So this is just a meme weapon. Global FM. Ultra skill. The more I read of this, the Jesus. Silver. Yeah, this is something else, isn't it? Pew pew. Listen, again, you got A and B as well. So it's kind of like parts of the map are on the gun. You know, again, this isn't a skin for me, but if I take a step back for a moment of the assault on the senses, you have to say the skin is high quality in terms of the fact there's no missing paint again. And it is unique. It is different. This would go very well with like someone that likes the AK Neon Revolution, or it does fit in with some of the other skins. With this case, the wacky zany, you know, I said before about how that P90 like would be like a Jinx main skin, and someone, I think it was Jafal, said it would be an Octane mains. There's things like that in this skin that people are certainly going to enjoy, I think. My one concern though is that this is now a pink skin, and whereas some of the earlier ones were blues or purples, which were way more affordable, this is going to be a pink skin that I think people might not be as readily interested in buying. Or if you try and trade up to a pink, like if you're a big fan of the AWP Doodle or I don't know what this P2000's like, what the other pinks are like, but if you want to hit one of the big ones and you end up getting this, you're probably going to be quite disappointed as a result, because a lot of people aren't going to like this skin. And the simple fact is the UMP just isn't used as much anymore. So for me, it's a bit of a miss, but again, I don't hate the idea of the skin. Either way, next is the P2000 Wicked Sick. Oh man, do you know what disappoints me about this skin so much? This purple, pink and black combination, if you gave me this for the whole skin, oh, I would be in love. I love this portion of the skin, and unfortunately this is the part that's going to be blocked the most by the hand. So, oh bruh, if you gave me just a simple the handle part of this skin, and you gave me an AK in that, mate, I would be in love. I would get it so fast you don't even understand. But I have to separate myself from that disappointment. So first off, it's for a P2000. Very few people use P2000s. It's all about the USP. It's not to say no one uses a P2000. I've seen some people use it and have decent success. Secondly, I like how simple it is in a lot of aspects. You don't have loads of logos or writing or anything on the side. Maybe that's just because I've been assaulted in the last couple of the last 2 or 3 skins with that happening. That having something a bit more basic is nice. It reminds me a bit of like, what would happen if Picasso made a CS skin? Just with abstract stuff popped on the side of a P2000. Kind of reminds me a bit of that. For me personally, considering it is a pink, I wouldn't pick this skin up. But I don't hate it either. I think it's perfectly fine, and it is a bit different. So I'm just sad the purple, pink, and black kind of theme wasn't across the entire skin, because then I'd be picking myself this up and using the P2000 going forward. But it is what it is. We move. Next skin is the M4A4 Temu Cow. Probably saying that wrong. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so you know when I was talking before about how that MAC-10 didn't hit you over the head with the fact it was a weeb skin? Well, consider me concussed. Blunt force trauma of weebism straight to the dome. What the hell is going on? Oh, wow. Okay, so let's just separate ourselves from the fact that this clearly is not a skin that's made for me at all. And let's talk about the skin itself, objectively. So the color scheme, I don't completely hate, because there is, I think if you didn't have these black parts of the skin to highlight the other aspects, it would actually be a bit overkill. But I think these black parts actually really, really help the skin overall. It's very clean. I'm not seeing any missing paint whatsoever, or very, very little. And that's definitely a bonus. The detail on it is pretty significant as well. Listen, I can see if people are into anime, and if they are into this art style, they're going to absolutely love this skin. I can see some people paying top dollar for this skin. I really can. It's just going to be very, very polarizing. It's not for me. I would never get this skin. I have no interest in this skin whatsoever. But objectively, it's a well-made skin, and I can completely see from other people's perspectives that they will pay a lot of money for this, and they will really like it. So I almost feel like I can't rate this because it just isn't for me. It's a pass, but I don't hate this skin. It's just it's not for me. It's too bright. It's an art theme style I'm not interested in. So we'll move to the next one. In fact, before we do, what do you guys think of it? God tier skin, 10 out of 10 best skin. I don't know if memeing or serious. Probably serious though. The white, blue, pink combo is nice. And it's also different as well. Like, we have to mention, this is unique in Counter-Strike. It really is. I can't think of any, like, you have the neo-noir, but that's a very different art style. People have mentioned that's like weebism and stuff like that. It's different art style entirely. There are maybe other skins that are around that ballpark, but for me, this is very, very unique. Like the color of it, but it's too expensive. It's gonna be far too expensive. Oh, of course, like, this is red, so now we're getting into the... They have an AK as well, so there's an M4A1S, an AWP, an AK, and an A4 all in the same case. I can't remember the last time that's happened. You have the 4 big hitters in the same case. Wow. Alright. Let's go to the AK-47 headshot. Huh. Oh, it changes color when you move it as well. This is like a holographic or whatever from the stickers. So again, I kind of feel myself a bit sad because none of these like S tier weapons are for me in this case. Like, with the exception of maybe the A1S. The M4 and the AK certainly aren't, neither is the AWP, so they've all missed me. But again, when I look at it objectively, I can see there's a lot of skill and work has gone into this skin. And it's going to be one of those polarizing skins again that some people are going to absolutely love. They're going to love this. For me personally, I can't really get into this skin. It's just, it's too much. There's too much going on. I can't even really understand the writing on it. I can see this is gun. I suppose it's supposed to be head, is it? I can't... I'm finding it difficult. Yeah, this is H-E-A-D. A-Ed. Yeah, nice. A-D. And then, I don't know, I can't read any of this. So, it's just... Considering how much this is going to cost overall, I can't justify this at all, personally, but I can see some people absolutely falling in love with this skin and thinking it's brilliant. I do love the idea of it changing in terms of positional as well. Like, the holographic aspect of it's really cool. So when you inspect this skin, it's going to look different. Maybe when you go into different lighting as well, like when you start going in a tunnel, or you come out into sunlight, when it hits the skin a certain way, it's going to probably alter the look of the colors. That's really cool as a concept. And it reminds me a bit of like the Disco Mac 10 skin and some of the other ones that have come in since then. Print Stream, I think, does it as well a little bit. So there's a lot going on in this skin. It's not for me. So this is a weird case for me to rate overall, because I don't think there has been one terrible quality skin in this entire case. There's been 18 rock solid, or 17 rock solid skins in this. But just a lot of the art style hasn't hit for me personally. It's missed a little bit. So, first off, what do you guys think of the AK? I think it's a -5 out of 10. Banger for sure. Not a fan of the green. Seems a polarizing one again, as I kind of expected. All the pro players who think they're cool will be getting this for the next week. Not a fan. What's up, Skills? So, yeah, I'm kind of at a bit of a loss. So we'll come out of this one and we'll try and rate this case overall. First off, what do you guys in chat rate this case out of 10? Overall, I think I'm going to give this entire case, when you consider the quality of the skins, you consider where the skins are put in terms of the rarity of them as well. I think having an M4 and an AK in red makes perfect sense. Having an AWP in pink makes perfect sense. I like that they've given a bit of a unique gamble A1S skin in the purples to give people a chance to use it. I don't hate the MAC-10. I think the MP5 is amazing. I think a lot of these blue skins are honestly amazing. I think I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. Personally. Even though the big skins all missed me, and I won't be getting any of the bigger ones, I think overall I've got to give love to the ideas, how unique this case is in terms of the ideas and the execution of them. And ultimately, a lot of the skins are very high quality, so when you're getting them at factory new, it's actually going to feel like factory new. That for me is a big plus. I hate when a skin on factory new has tons of missing paint. That for me is the thing that should just, it should never happen again. It's garbage. So there you have it, guys. We're going to open this case and hopefully we'll get a banger. Let's get one of these. I mean, listen, Gaben, if you wanted to really troll me, give me the Temu Cow M4 and I will sell that. Let's go. Saj.